and an unbelievable leader. And I'll tell you guys, he is the reason that I, like, before ever interviewing with, the West with California, I made my decision that the first lunch him and I had together, I'd already seen him on stage in 2011, and I was blown away by the type of person he was, and I knew the characteristics he had to embody as a leader with all he had done. I'd watched him for years, since I was a new district manager in 2004. I'd seen him at like all the different national events and seen him with his team, seen him with his people. And again, I was just so impressed with how his people just like loved him, and how they spoke about him. And for those who don't know, I'd wanted to move to California. Like, that's where I'd wanted to move. I mean, since I was 15, and I went to do all my college visits out there. I thought I was going to do my undergrad out there. And then even I decided not to go out there and to go to Boston instead. But as my graduation present, my parents bought me a ticket to California for a month, and I went to go visit a friend up north by San Francisco and Sacramento, and we did a road trip down to our sister's house in LA, and I was just out there for a month just so I could at least enjoy California, because my dream always to live out there. And they're like, you'll be back over there, and maybe you'll do grad school there. And I was like, yeah, I'll go to UCLA for grad school, or UC Santa Barbara. And that was the plan, and it's been so wild through the years. Then I started Cutco, and I was like, I just want to move out there into my Cutco office. And that just different things happen. Like, you're not moving out there. And then, finally, it became available. There was opportunity in California, and that's why I decided it's time to be a division manager. I've enjoyed district manager. I've built an unbelievable life as a district manager for 10 years. And January of 2014, when I saw that there was an opening in SoCal, I immediately reached out to our vice president and said, what do I need to do? They'd been asking me for years, will you take a promotion? I was like, no, I'm good. And just because I really enjoy the lifestyle. And because some people are like, why would you not want to be a division manager if you're a district manager? Why would you not want to be a division manager? And anyone who's been around, it's kind of like taking the jump from CSP to DM. You can say, hey, Wasim, why not just sell? It's like, I really enjoy my lifestyle, my flexibility, what I create, right? Like all the things people would say, well, you hear people say about why they just sell full time versus be a DM is how I felt about DM to DBM. I'm like, dude, I have an unbelievable lifestyle. I travel all the time. I do whatever I want. I save 100 grand a year or more, it's pretty freaking awesome. Like, and I'm not saying I save after a very lavish lifestyle, that I have. But I was earning $250,000 plus, as a top DM since 2007, selling 1.5 million average per year, having those 1.8 years, $2 million a year. It was pretty awesome, So it was like, now you want me to like worry about 10, 12, 15 other people? No, I'm good. I don't want to deal with them. I'm cool. And it just wasn't what was to be. And it wasn't, again, until that opening came in California. I was like, well, maybe now I'll take the promotion, like there's a promotion available there. I'd be down, So I went to check, and as things lined up, my Southwest region interview was first, and then I was going to meet with the Western manager. And when I came to meet Lloyd, I mean, all year, so many signs that already told me I was supposed to be in Texas, and I was like, no, and even all my family, when I said I'm going to Texas, they were like, what? And I was like, I thought you were going to go to California. I was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be there. And I remember it was that lunch, because I texted Scott Dennis at lunch. Like, Lloyd stepped away to go to the bathroom, and I texted Scott. I said, cancel my meeting with the West. I said, I'm coming to Southwest. And he was like, really? He goes, but you haven't even met with him yet. There's some really great, opportunities over there. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm supposed to be here. And I remember sitting at that lunch with Lloyd and just getting to know him, asking him. It was like a first date. We're like cracking up. I'm like, I remember our first date, Lloyd. But I was like, asking about his wife, his kids, like stuff I had heard about at the talk in 2011. And just getting to hear about him and just get to know like him, his heart, why did he stay here so long? And I shared with him why I'd been here so long. Like, I'm 14 years in the business, and I was just like sharing with him, like, I love what we do for people. I love love what we teach people. And I love that while getting a chance to impact, influence, and teach others. I mean, think about it as a teacher. Teachers that are very influential, you know, get paid less than $50,000 a year. Many of them $35,000 to $40,000, you know? As top professors, you can make a little more, but not a six-figure income or, you know, $250,000 type salary a year. And we get a chance to just like grow people, teach people. And that was just like, I always felt so blessed and overwhelmed at that chance to be able to do that, you know? I said it was pretty crazy how much we got paid to just like do, you know, help people be better people, you know, help people create more opportunities, open more doors. I'm like, that's nuts that we get paid this much money to help people achieve their financial goals, set them up experience-wise and line them up to create the futures that they want, you know, and teach them foundations and being an entrepreneur and starting their own businesses. Like, that's pretty crazy. And that made me feel really great, you know? And so I'm so excited for this weekend. You know, tomorrow Lloyd will be opening up our event. And so for the couple of you who have not had a chance to, you know, meet Lloyd yet, I'm super excited for you guys a chance to listen to him speak tomorrow as he opens up our event, and know that like you have a unbelievable leader that you know, we have as a team. So know that, feel good about that, because I know for me, that really excites me, and I don't know how to turn that off. But we've had some issues with connecting the Mac, so I just kind of gave up on it, and I want to dive in. I know we've got our district, some of our district managers were running training today, so they're all on the way right now. So Mary Lou's on her way here right now with Adrian, and we've got Melissa, who's on the way right now after her training, Matt Bell Roberts, Bobby and Daniel on their way over here right now as well. So these guys will be arriving, our veteran DM team. We've got some stuff lined up to really get everyone ready for the summertime. Today, the objective of this meeting was to get the group together, our leadership team together, to one, you know, go through some skills that I want to make sure we're all in the same programs. To, you know, big program that's really going to make our summers is our PR program. And I know I've talked to a lot of the DMs about this, but really understanding the power of what that'll play for us. And I want to dive into that. And I'm going to save, I've got some opening comments and just things I want to show you guys and share with you guys that I want to wait till the DMs all get here, just because it's really just where we're going together as an organization. And I'm super excited about that. So we'll walk through that, but we're going to go through our advanced training program. We're going to be going through as all the managers. I know that Mary Lou's going to have a little breakout with our assistant manager team, and just really walk through just like the impact and just things that you can be doing to be performing at the highest level, to help offices perform at the highest level. So she'll have a breakout as we walk through that advanced training program, and we'll be just kind of in small groups a little bit later, getting ready for the summer. But I've had a chance to speak with some of the managers, and I'll look at this so you guys can see this again for this summer. We've got some big goals for the summer. You know, we talked about the quest for $10 million, all right? And I had to look at it and say, can we still do $10 million this year? It's a real question, you know, because, you know, to be on pace for 10 million, we needed to be in the 1.5 to 1.7 for the spring is really where I had projected us. Really wanted to see if we could get it to 2 mil to kind of get ahead, you know, for the spring. And currently we're at $1 million, and I can't show it up here. But our goal, does anyone remember what number in the top 10 we wanted to be in going into the summer? Does anyone remember? Number three. We wanted to get into the top 3 going into the summer, all right? So just so you guys are aware, we are currently number 6. So we made a couple steps backwards, but check this out. And this is, I want to share this because it's going to be such a tight race all the way until the end. And just so you guys know, right now, number 3, all right, is at 1,098,000, is it? Or 1,098,000 is what number 3 is at, okay? That's number 3, and that's North Florida, my original division manager and mentor, all right? Then we've got at the number 4 spot, all right, is Stacy in the Lone Star division from Texas. They are at 1,060,977. Okay. Number 5, which is the Southland Division in California. So this is North Florida. This is Lone Star. And this is SoCal. All right. So SoCal just passed us. They're at 1,049,031. And number 6 is GCK. And GCK is at 1,045,075. Okay, a very close margin.
Someone goes
so,
to the kitchen.
By the way, could we have been at number 3 like we planned going into summer? Yeah. Oh, easily. All right. But I'll tell you guys, would you guys, well, let me ask you, do you guys feel you guys have had the spring that you wanted to have personally selling?
No.
Part of the, and there's been 2 things missing. Our leadership team as a GCLA, we haven't sold as strong as we could have this spring. Some of you guys have done some great things during break. I know Philippe, one of the top in the division still from his work during the break. You know, Gordon has been one of the most consistent performers up at CSTAT. We've had some good sales performances, you know, pop through from Culver and Kyle, and really a lot of the best sellers have been coming out of CSTAT. And then I know we've had down south in Corpus, you know, some nice sales reports there. But it really is a group effort. And by the way, we still have a couple weeks right now before summer hits. This is crazy time for everybody. But let me tell you, it's pretty nice getting that extra little bonus for those of you guys in bonus check right in May, all right, when you want that little extra money. Any extra little sales right now helps out towards that. It's one of the best tips of advice my manager gave me. He said, each Saturday for the next couple Saturdays or Friday or whatever, pick one day. Can you make it a sales day, one day a week, that you go out and do at least 3 to 5 demos to make sure you're getting another $300 to $500 each week just put away to help out with the beginning of the summer. And that was a great piece of advice that he had given me. But right now, finishing the spring strong. I know that a lot of our CSPs were also traveling a lot. They didn't have the springs, and I know a lot of them are going for very big Aprils to finish the spring strong. And then recruiting as a division hasn't been as strong. A lot of the DMs, as we were traveling a lot of the spring, we didn't have, you know, this is our first spring really as a division where we're all together. By the way, whose stuff is this? Can we move this stuff so someone can sit here? I want to fill this. Daniel, boom, you're right there. Surrounded by beautiful women. Look at this. Look to your left, look to your right. Lucky man right there, all right? Anyway, so this right here, when you guys look at, you know, our CSP team and just, you know, they've been gone, so recruiting for our managers, we've been traveling a ton, and now we're really getting ready for summer. And I know all the managers, we've been right now kind of refocused for the month of April to go, okay, what can we do in April now to build towards the summer? And this is something that Cody's going to talk about a little bit later as well. It's just the importance of really maximizing these levels. MBR, Bobby, tell MBR, I really want everybody in here. But really making sure that we're maximizing every step of the process. But if we really focus on strong Aprils, by the way, you guys can start getting people trained out of your current offices and then transfer them with you. That's going to make it stronger for you going into the summer with people who've already trained with your district manager, you know? Like if you guys can get them into Jordan's training next week or into Jacob's training next week or the week after, or get them into Wasim's training, get them into Bobby's training now before they open. Like when you open, your offices don't open till May 1st. You know, those of you who are opening brand new, that's when like, you know, summer starts or the 26th of April begins summer. This is the start of summer. First day of summer is right here, okay? So everything after that will start counting for your office. But what can you do to get people in these trainings so you already have people that can transfer to you right away, all right? What can you do to get off to a fast start? And that's something that I've been talking a lot with the managers, because if we can build momentum the right way, and by the way, this is a close race, all right? And I know that GCK just hasn't even been on our game, and I feel pretty good that we still are right in the running there. So I'm like, all right, what do we need to do to play catch up, right? We finish these next 3 weeks strong. 1 week ends on Monday. I know we got a lot of big things happening this weekend with the events team. They've got a big weekend ahead of them. You know, we're out for the weekend though, you know, all of our top leaders. So then building towards next week's seminar and the week after to really get some nice sales pop is really important. And then boom, it's go time. Cool. So we've got 2 weeks left of spring starting Monday. All right. So 2 weeks left of the spring calendar, and then we transition into the summer calendar. So for us, we can definitely, by the way, in the next 2 weeks, we can get to the number 3 spot that we plan. That's why I want to show you guys this. Do you guys see that? Cool. So with this weekend and then a strong finish these next 2 weeks as a division, getting recruits in, which I know, Bobby, how many did you guys launch? 2? What are your 3? My own day. I think the pilot was in the same boat. You launched 7, just launched out. You guys launched 1 out there. I think they launched 1 here. So getting our goal was for each office to launch out like 3 new people this week, which Corpus doubled that. Next week to launch out 5 or more. The next week to launch out 7 or more, and then double digits going into the summer. Cool? Then everyone's launching 10 plus as we go right into the summer. And I'll tell you guys, most people don't launch 10 people until this seminar or here, just so you're aware. That's the normal flow of the calendar. But our plan is to really hit campuses, you know, and talk to people ahead of time and go, hey, we've got positions. We're looking to train people now for summer. They can start now. They can start their finals. We're just starting to like rally the troops. So right when they're getting out of finals, we can be ready to roll. All right. And so this will make a really big difference in the start we get off to. So can we still get to our goal of number 3 by the time summer starts? Absolutely. Then we go into summer. So check this out. Ready? If we do this properly. So right now, we finish these next 2 weeks strong. We're going to end up, depending how big recruiting goes, between 1.3, or excuse me, 1.2 to $1.3 million for the spring. Okay. So in order to do 10 million, and by the way, just so you guys are aware, 70% of most top organizations, their business is done when? During the summer. So I felt really good when I saw this because I've known that for years. You know, like that's where most of our business happens during the summer, all right? During season. That's our summer season, right? So during season. So I looked at this and I was like, oh, man, this is exciting, all right? If you guys look here, $7 million summer is what it would be. I didn't even look at I knew that we had to do 7 million. And I hadn't even, like, when I was mapping out the numbers, I wasn't even looking at that. You know what I did? I said, okay, let's look at the season, right? We've got 4 parts of the season. And again, Cody will mention this later. But the first thing is our season opener. We've got 1 month till season opener. Cool? This right here, or 5 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. And then it's season opener right here. And for those 2 weeks, all of our assistant managers, so AMs, 5 weeks from now, we expect you guys ready to lead the charge for season opener, all right? To open up your schedule, finals are over, and open up your schedule as much as you can to lead the charge. We're gonna have a competition for you guys where you guys can win some cash money, some clothes, get a fitted suit, different things that you guys can win, pot, to cook with, all right? Some of you guys are all like, what? All right. I saw some faces around here, all right? So you can get a pot to cook with, all right, cookware. So just want to see where you guys are at, all right? Anyways, you guys can win some cool stuff as we get ready for that, but this is season opener. So 5 weeks till season opener, got it? So everyone, what can we do right now to maximize season opener? So just so you guys know, naturally, and again, Cody is going to reference this stuff and just, you know, making sure we really take care of this. Naturally, the season hits here always. So for most of the nation and for many managers for years, what's happened is that they're like getting ready. We know season's going to start, right? And it's just like when it comes, all right, let's go. What the best managers do is we start early and we go, well, I want people in these trainings. Like, I want to make these trainings matter. I don't want to lose 3 weeks, right? Like 1, 2, 3 launches before the natural summer launch happens because everyone's looking for summer work. because we send out letters and they get them and go, ooh, there's jobs available. I want to get to them sooner. So something that for years I learned about is what we do now with advertising, with Max Preps, getting all your stuff like out there. You guys are going to get your literature at kickoff these next weeks. What are you doing? Some of you guys already turned in your active calendars, but what are you doing on what days? As a division, we have Sam Houston tables these 2 days. So all of you who are up north, I need as many people helping at Sam Houston, A&M and Blinn. We've got tables set up here for as a division to do that. And then you guys plugging in all the other schools that you want to go visit around that. Cool? So figuring out where, going to Blinn campuses. Something I'm doing is next week, I'm actually going to every single tech school to drop off posters. So I'm making a list. So you guys should all do this. Make a list of every beauty school, natural science, this and that, whatever. My brother went to paramedic school. There's ITT Tech, Kaiser College. We had a mechanic school, airplane mechanics down in Miami, regular mechanic school, and literally just went to every one of those little places and said, hey, we have opportunity for students. We usually work with the colleges and universities like UHD, the classes, but we just want to make sure all the students know about work we had available, awesome Skills for Life program. Hey, where could we put these posters up? And with some of those schools, even setting up a table to do during lunch for 2 hours. But setting those up, but at least getting posters everywhere. And that's something that in Miami, we got like one touch from so many different schools, but we had it in 20 different places. So we got 20 touches, so a lot of people were exposed to it. So that's something we're going to be doing is active advertising, and then PRs, people that are recommended from school and from your guys' friends to let them know about the jobs before we get the national rush of applications. So I said, okay, this summer, GCK has 29 offices. Everyone with me? 29 offices. And I know it's hot, and I'm going to stop talking in a second. So, I'm losing my voice, and you're just going to have to bear with me because I can't yell over it. We have 29 offices, by the way, and if we can focus on 5 people per office, cool? We have 5 weeks to get ready for that. 5 weeks. The goal is to have 5 people that right here are ready for summer, like each of your offices. And some of you guys might have a goal of more than 5. By the way, spent a couple $100 earlier. Thank you, Paul, for helping with the process. I made these for everybody. Cool? Yeah. So they're right there. You see that? All right. So I made that for everyone. You're welcome. All right. Don't ruin them because they cost me money. You can, by the way, you can thank Cody because Cody asked. He's like, can you make a poster for us with this? Because this would be so cool to have in our training room so we can promote it. By the way, this is what I promoted summer of 2008 with my team when we did $1.1 million that summer. Every single person knew. If you were in my training, so Jordan, I'm in day 1 of training. I was like, you guys are starting the best time, and I was always promoting. I'm like, we're getting ready for season opener. So every single training right now, you guys are here before season opener. You're going to be so much more skilled. You're going to be able to compete at a higher level. You're going to be able to win more prizes because you're ahead of everyone else. You're getting a chance to get more experience and more confidence with the job before season opener. Everyone got that? If they're starting going into season opener, right? They're in this training. What am I saying? Anyone want to take a hit of that? What are you saying to that class? You're starting at the best time. Why? You're lining up right into season opener. Everyone's getting ready. Everyone's going to be competing. We're getting ready for our first summer divisional team meeting to launch out the summer. So this is our season opener. We're going to celebrate at our first team meeting this summer on June 1st as a division. We're having our first divisional team meeting on Wednesday to get us ready for the playoffs. So we're going to be a couple weeks after that. All right. They're launching through there. Hey, you guys are starting the season opener. Some people, they're not going to get a chance to start till the playoffs or to the Super Bowl. They're not going to get a chance to start till later, but you guys get a chance to start right at season opener, so you get to take advantage of the entire season. By the way, those who take advantage of the entire season are usually our biggest earners, our All-American scholarship winners, our Team Builder scholarship winners, our branch managers, our top assistant managers. They usually have the most doors, the most opportunity because they're here longer and they take advantage of that. So for you guys to be starting right now versus later, you've already put yourself in such a better position than other people. Once the season opener was done, for the next 2 weeks, I'm talking about playoffs are coming, playoffs are coming, playoffs are coming. By the way, as you're PCing your people and they have family vacations, DMs, Veterans, this was secret sauce of mine. Everyone knew these dates. You can highlight them, you can whatever, like they knew those dates. So when family was planning a vacay, and I'd say during my opening comments, by the way, for those of you taking vacations this summer, awesome. I'm like, I always ask my guys, especially for those of you who want to go big, to try, if possible, try to map around these. Cool? If family's deciding when to go for away for the weekend, can you try to guide them to go in between here or in these 2.5 weeks or this week, right? Like guide them to where you want. Say, hey, mom, I really need to be here for the playoffs and the Super Bowl. Like I want to be on the starting lineup. I want to be one of the top performers. Imagine, this was my analogy always, imagine if we're going into the playoffs and the quarterback was like, oh, my family and I are going on vacation. We're not going to be at the Super Bowl. Would that happen? No. All right. No way. March Madness, it's like the playoff, the Final Four. And the lead point guard is like, oh, my girlfriend and I had a getaway this weekend. I'm not going to be able to be there for the Final Four game. Would that happen? No. All right. And I get this is a little different, and you guys didn't plan your summer job based on our season. But for those of you who can, we're looking for leaders this summer, and we're looking for people to step up on our starting lineup. By the way, I'm doing this live for you, like if I was in a team meeting. All right, but that's what I shared with my guys. And I'm like, this right here, we're looking for people that can really step up this summer and really lead the charge for the Northeast Houston office. We're looking for people that can really step up and lead Pearland to its best performance of all time. By the way, in our office, we're promoting, just so you guys know, we're looking for people who are going to help lead us to the first summer office to ever do $1 million in sales for the summer in the state of Texas. No office in the state of Texas has ever sold $1 million in the summer months, in 4 months. So our goal is to be the first ever this summer. So you guys can be part of history. First ever to do $1 million in Texas history in the summer. Pretty cool? So we need people to help lead that charge. We need people, and by the way, you can do best ever for your territory of whatever it is and get people rallied around it. If you're excited about it, they get excited about it, you know? And that excites me. Like I'm fired up. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, man, that'd be awesome. I love being first. Like we were the first to ever do $1 million as a district office for the year in South Florida history. We were the first ever to do $1 million for the summer in Eastern region history. All right, we were the first ever to do $2 million as a district office in the company's history ever. All right, we were the first ever, and it's just, I love being first. And I was like, we're gonna be the first ever to do $1 million. So is it the first ever to have a 50K playoffs in your territory? Is it the first ever to do $100,000 in 1 month? In a summer? Like, what is it, you know? So finding those things that you can rally your troops behind and letting people know we'll need our starting lineup. So you guys should have focuses. So how I average this, by the way, is I basically said we need 5 per office from 29 offices. If we can focus on 5, my office, we're going to try to have more than 5. You know, veterans, we want to go for 10 or more, right? We want to double, in some cases triple that starting lineup number. But it's an average of 5 per office for season opener, all right? Just so you guys are aware. Then for playoffs, in order for us to have, and by the way, 150, and I did this at 5,000 per person on the starting lineup, all right? If we have 5 per office and they average $5,000 in those 2 weeks, we do $750,000. And that, and by the way, that's going to include some people that are in their fast starts. We're gunning for 10K fast starts. We're going for 15, 20K fast starts. We had a 20K fast starter last year at that time, all right? So getting them ready. Playoffs. For the playoffs, 7 per office. Jot that down. DMs, can you get to 10? I want DMs to focus on double digits for the playoffs, okay? Can you have double digits on your starting lineup? 10 or more, 10 or more, 10 or more for the veterans. Pillars, 15 or more. 15 or more for your starting lineup. But it's an average throughout the division that if we can get 6.9 per office, what's the number?
6.9.
They can be missing 2 fingers, okay? No, I'm just kidding. 6.9 per office, human beings. we will have, that's 200 people on our starting lineup as a GCK lineup, okay? And so I looked at that and said, okay, if we go into that, and these guys go out and sell, at 7,500. And so we're looking at the numbers of what would this take, to do $1.5 million for those 2 weeks. If we wanted to do $1.5 million for those 2 weeks, it's 7,500 a person for the starting lineup. And by the way, let me tell you right now, for the playoffs, you guys are going to see some 20, 30, I think maybe even some $40,000 performances come from some of our starting lineup for the playoffs this year. I know Brooks is already mapping stuff out. She's like, I was already asked to do this or do that, or my family want to do this, but I told them I have to be home for these dates. And they've been blocking it off. Like they know, like it's go time. I talked to Brooks, I talked to James, I talked to Chad, I talked to all of our CSPs, and I said, we cannot be missing our key players during the playoffs. We cannot be missing our key players during the Super Bowl. Plan your vacations in between, before, after, whatever you want to do, but it's go time when we get here, all right? It's go time. So 7,500 per average of our starting lineup. And seriously, with our top performers, I think it could be higher than that, all right? Now, I left it at 7,500 because you guys are still focused on building your offices. But what's going down here? Boom. All the guys you've recruited for those 8 weeks, all the assistant managers, all the branch managers, and even new DMs. You can definitely get out there too. It's go time. It's go time. We have 2.5 weeks. It's the Super Bowl of our company. It's the 2.5 biggest weeks of the year. All right? Now, guys, we've got to nail the playoffs properly in order to nail the Super Bowl. And we go out and we crush the Super Bowl together. And I said 275. I think we can have more, by the way. I think we can have more. But $3 million in sales for a 2.5 week period. That's an average of about 11,000 per head. And I'll tell you guys, you're going to be shocked this summer with what happens during the Super Bowl. I think this year, and we'll see, I have a good feeling that you guys are going to see over 50,000 push reports for SE2. At least one. I think we could have 2 or 3. That one person sells over 50,000 in those 2.5 weeks. I know we've got a couple people talking about what do I need to do to break the record of our CSPs. That's a big number. It's over 75 grand. All right. See some big reports. Those are some big paychecks, by the way. Who'd be excited about making 25 grand in your pocket in 2 weeks? All right. So these guys are getting ready and they're just gearing up to grind. All right. Make half. By the way, you guys all make half in July. You make half. You go out and have a $30,000 push report, or excuse me, branches. You make half. And those of you who are FSMs, you sell $30,000 in 2.5 weeks. You made 15 grand in your pocket. It's a lot of money, by the way. It's a lot of money, and it's pretty awesome. And you guys are going to see people bringing in $20,000, $30,000 plus paychecks in those 2 weeks. Oh, and by the way, we're going to be recognizing everyone in front of their families, in front of their parents. I'm going to be inviting all your parents to come to our celebration at the end of that process on, this is the wrong date here, August 6th. All right, I just spent $200 on the wrong date. Change it. All right. So this is August 6th. All right. So August 6th, this is going to be the event. It's on a Saturday, and you guys, all parents will be invited. We've got some great people, some great speakers to just light everybody up and get a chance to mingle. And then, guys, after that, we have a week vacay, and there's a final, like, just kind of champion celebration of the summer. We have CFC Conference for Champions. Only the top people will be invited from all over the region, like you guys are going to see tomorrow. But that includes all sales reps, all FSMs and CSPs that are able to come in, and people will be coming in from Denver and New Mexico and from all over to celebrate together. And that'll be, as of right now, in Austin. It's going to be an unbelievable event. So I'm super excited about that and being able to celebrate. And the goal is to have 100 people, all right, which breaks down to 3.5 people per office that are part of that starting lineup. And by the way, finishing the summer strong, people who want to make an impact, and I just put $5,000 average per person. Do you guys feel those are doable numbers, by the way?
Yeah.
For that, so I'm like, can we have 3.5 people per office that are going for 5K plus? Who was at CFC last year? Raise your hand. How was that?
That's pretty baller.
It was
Pretty good.
How was the sales performances? For those who weren't there, how were the sales performances? Cheyenne rocked the house, one of the top performers up there. Tay up there on stage, Francisco. We had huge, by the way, it was, for those who weren't there, it was GCK domination is what it was.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10 trophies, GCK for reps. 3 out of 3 branches, GCK. And then was it 1 or 2 of the CSBs? It was like half of the CSBs were GCK. By the way, there was 8 divisions there. 8. And it was like, we just cleaned house. And I can't wait, like, because we're going to have so many more amazing people. I can't, like, I was just thinking, like, man, what's it going to look like this year? Like, last year was just kind of like, it just kind of whatever fell together. And, like, this year with, like, all the preparation that we have to have, like, the best season ever, like, what is CFC going to look like this year? Like, it just fires me up, all right? I'm so excited about it. But we've got some good things cooking. So this means that during our competitions this summer, GCK can produce $5,750,000. I truly believe we can exceed $6 million if we do this the right way and we set this up the right way. We can surpass $6 million in sales with the push periods, and through the rest of the summer, be able to get the rest that we need to have a $7 million summer. We do that, $1.7 million fall, and we just hit $10 million. By the way, first ever division in their first year, full year, to do $10 million. And by the way, $10 million has only been done once by a division that was together a lot longer. So last year, the division started when I came here in April. You know, like that's where we went into it. But first full year, everyone opened the whole year, the veterans, and obviously the new guys going into it. Then in its first full year, last year was kind of like, you know, new DMs, during your first 8 months, that was kind of our division last year. I was DVL, DVC, you know, and now it's like first full year as a division that we're going to, you know, be able to say, you guys are part of the first ever to pass $10 million within a year. Drew's going to pass 10 mil this year too, by the way. But how cool that in our first full year, we're going to be able to say that we did that right off the bat. It is not going to be easy. And I'll tell you right now, if we don't take the right steps now, we'll do about $8 million this year. But if we take the right steps now, this is very doable. Very, very doable. And that's really exciting. And guys, my goal through that is to provide you guys with the best opportunity this summer, that everyone in this room, you make more money than you thought you could have earned in a summer. You learn more about yourself than you thought you could learn. And you learn how you respond to crap blowing up, right? Are you able to take all the challenges and take the lessons? Are you able to find a way, right? Branches, and we were talking about earlier, new offices, you know, that champions find a way mentality. Do you go out there and find a way to create the results that you want? Because champions find a way. Are you going to be a problem reporter, or are you going to be a problem solver this summer? Are you just going to work, you know, and give back knowing like everything I'm doing is strengthening me, it's making me better, it's making me stronger, it's making me more capable for my future, what I'm doing right now. Everyone will be challenged this summer. Every district manager will be challenged this summer. Every branch manager. By the way, everyone in this room, if you don't think about quitting at least a handful of times this summer, at least, you weren't working hard enough. I'm serious. Some of you will think about it every week a handful of times, all right? But I hope you can think bigger about it and know that through those challenges, like know that, okay, I'm growing. When it feels uncomfortable, I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm growing. And really keeping that and remembering that that's what's happening during that time, okay? That when it feels awful, there's lessons. What am I learning? How can I be better? How can I be stronger? You know, like, and never be that person you were before again. And that's what we're going to create. And by the way, I am just this right here, our summer season celebration. I am so fired up. Like, it's like we're at summer kickoff this weekend, and I'm already like, I cannot wait to just celebrate what we created this summer for each and every one of you guys, and how many doors will open up for next year. My goal is between the end of July and August to interview 230 to 250 people, depending on time and how great your teams are. I have time allotted for 230 interviews. If you're like, I have more people you have to meet with, my tops is 250. 200 people will be accepted into GCLA next year is a goal, with having 150 strong going into the fall next spring. The vision is that College Station has 40 or more at their preps every week next year. Every week. And we get a crew up at Sam Houston too. When we start building it there like we did this past year and getting 7 to 10 people in our management program up there and having a squad over at Blinn and Cotton and A&M. That's one of our hubs in Houston of development, as is UT and Texas Tech. But those aren't in GCK. We're going to send great people there. But we just want to build this huge crew of people who are growing. So I just want to share that with you guys because we're going to go through and we're going to go through some teaching tonight. We're going to work together on some stuff. And then the goal is at 8:30 to go play together, all right? And just get some time to hang out together. Before we do that, we're gonna put on the air conditioning. You can grab waters, grab whatever you need. We're gonna do a little quick mix and mingle, and then we're gonna dive into teaching. But I want you guys, some people in here haven't met each other and going around, and please, like there's a couple, faces you might not have met. Introduce yourself. What's your position this summer? And what are you most excited about for this summer? Cool? So stand up. We're gonna put on some music. Let me get some music here. And mix and mingle. How do we connect to music?